Like I said, anytime you grab a hold of just the neck, it is purely attack based. There's not hardly any control that's mixed in there, okay? And that's because we're putting all of our efforts into the neck. Just like if I go for a rear naked choke, okay, in order to have the rear position secure, it's 2 hooks with the legs and 1 underhook with the arm. If I have 2 arms up on top, they will not give you a back control, because at that moment in time, okay, the ability to escape becomes greatly increased because of no control in the upper body and the shoulders. Okay? So when we go for a guillotine and you grab onto just the neck itself, we're trying to increase our odds of landing the submission, but when it fails, we tend to lose the position the most because we don't have the control mechanism built into it. Arm guillotines, okay, they're notorious for being difficult to finish, okay, because I've taken 2 hands away from the neck and I put 1 into the arm. But again, I'm putting a control mechanism in there so I can hold you longer into play and into the position. So what I like is, as a general rule of thumb for me, is if I get a hold of you, I like arm in. It's my preferred. It's not to say that I don't do neck only. I mean, if you give me the gift, I'm not going to decline it, but I like the arm in. I like the extra added bonus that I have with it. Okay, and then I go into it with a general principle, because I go into most of my jiu-jitsu thinking MMA, self-defense, things of that nature. Okay, so I go into it with one principle in mind: do not pull them on top of you. If we're in a scramble and I have the choice, choose to be on top. Don't choose to be on bottom. I'll be on bottom because I didn't have a choice. That's my plan B. Actually, it's more like my plan E or F. It's way down there. Okay, I go into it with multiples on top. Okay, and so rather than pull guard to go for a guillotine, okay, I'm going to pull mount to go for the same guillotine. I'm going to try to force him to get into that different position. So from our knees, if I've got his head and I've got his arm in the process, okay, this is me hedging my bet. Control and attack, control and attack. As long as I've got the shoulder, my ability to control him, anacondas, darces, front headlocks, bulldog chokes. I mean, I've got a whole crop load of stuff that we can go into, because he can't just run away whenever he feels like it. If I just hold on to his neck, the moment he clears pretty much even just one arm, we're back to a scramble. That's why I like arm in. So what I'm going to do is, when I latch onto him through here, okay, I put my hand right at the neck. I'm not feeding to the armpit. I am pulling it right to his neck, reinforcing it. I like taco grip. Okay, my taco is a little crooked though. Okay, when it goes in, I'm not just flat this way coming in. I bring my hand in, and I like to crook it almost like I'm grabbing his chin, like a chin whip. Then my taco grip is coming in over here. Okay, just folding around the edge of the palm of my hand. So once I've got him through here, okay, I give him a little push so I can step in with my right knee. Now I whip my left into position to whip him over, and then I can throw my foot over the top. And then to solidify my choke, sink your hips and look up. Okay? The position is the choke, it's not arms. Most guillotines, what happens at the end of the typical guillotine when it fails?
They're on top.
They're on top, and my arms are jello. Yeah. You know, I fell down. I'm squeezing the living crap out of him, and I feel his head slowly creeping. So what do? You hold on tighter. You're like, fuck. You know, when that head pops out, you just lost everything. And so you hold and you hold and you hold. By the time his head does pop out, your arms are jello now, and they're on top, and you're tired. That sucks. Okay. So what I like is, again, the position is the choke. Get into a good strong position, And at that moment in time, I just sink my hips and look up, choke's engaged. If for some reason the choke fails, where am I at?
No.
I'm on top. So even if the choke fails and his head slips out, who cares? I've still got in a better position. And it is really hard for him to defend when I go into my, because he has to be thinking guillotine. He has to be thinking all of these other attacks. Okay? When the reality is as soon as I come in, okay, I'm stepping in, whipping my leg. Okay? Keep those arms tight. If you're loose, you're losing it. Come over, connect into the hips, sink, 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 and then look up. Once we do that, choke's engaged. And again, if the head happens to pop out, who cares? I'm on top and I'm in mount. Make sense?